Good morning, everyone. You all are welcome to the program Logic and Designing course unit. So today we can start where we have stopped last week. Can you remember? Last week we discussed about the very basic structures coming under the programming. So we discussed sequential and decision, and we discussed about the looping as well. So we discussed a lot of content under the topic. And today we are going to start with the nesting, right? So this is another new concept. It's not a newer concept, but we need to discuss somewhat deeper than what we discussed previously, right? Uh, then, uh, according to the knowledge that we gained from the last week, can you remember when you are going to develop or when you are going to make or when you are going to design your program, you need to adhere with some rules and regulations, right? Why? Because of if you are not going to comply means it doesn't mean your program is not working, right? ෆලෝ කරේ නැහැ කියන එකෙන් කියවෙන්නේ නැහැ තමන් ඩිසයින් කරන ප්‍රෝග්‍රෑම් එක වැඩ කරන්නේ නැහැ කියලා. When you are going to execute your program, it will work. It shows some results, but you should need to understand how you can develop these programs, and when you are going to write a code, how you can design those things in a professional way. So that's why we are thinking and we are studying about this structured as well. Yes. Can you remember we discussed about the spaghetti codes, right? So you don't want to mix up all the things when you are going to uh, previous week discussion. I can show you. Yes, we discussed about these spaghetti codes. That means you don't want to mix up all the coding and all. So you need to have the structured programming things, and you need to write clearly. Then and only the persons who are coming to audit or coming to verify those things, he or she can easily understand. Then we discuss about the way how we can develop those things. Very basically, we have three structured: sequential, selection, and looping, right? So we discuss those things, and we discuss about stacking, right? So when you are going to make the order, or when you are going to decide the levels, when you are going to decide the blocks in your programming things, so you need to understand those are coming one over one, right? That means the stacking, uh, attaching structures end to end. That means you can see if you are using the sequential thing, then there is a starting point and the end point. I can show you like this, right? Why I'm telling those things again and again, I need to recap your knowledge. Then and only we can start the today's discussion. Can you remember? First, you need to have the starting point. Then you may have some step that can be like sequential. Then you have the end. This is the starting point and this is the end point. Then this is we can call one part, one level, right? Then at the end point, you can connect with another part. So it can be a decision one. It can be a decision one, right? Can be a decision one. So if this is the way you need to follow, that means the how you can attach one structure to the another structure, that we can call it as a stacking, right? Stacking way. You can't combine those things in between, in middle, right? Up to this point, we didn't discuss that kind of thing, right? You can't draw like this arrows and the flow lines, right? Why? Because of it making unstructured programming outcome. That means you are working with the spaghetti codes. Why? Because of you need to keep the order and the levels separately. Then and only anyone can understand your program. Right. We discuss those things. So today we are going to discuss about the nesting. What do you mean by nest? What do you mean by the nesting, right? So සාමාන්‍යයෙන් අපි nest එකක් කියන අපි නිකන් මොකද්ද ළමයි nest එකක් කියන එක නිකන් සරල අදහස දෙන්නේ. අපි කියන්නේ අර කුරුළු කූඩුවක් වගේ කියලා. Yes. Here also we can take like, please give me 1 second. Okay. Then nesting is what? Very basically, according to our previous understanding, what we did, we need to take one by one structure. After completing one, then you can go for another, right? So here, what we are going to discuss is, can you see my drawing? Yes. If you are getting this whole picture or whole box, in between you can identify another box, and in between you can identify another block, but separately you can identify. This is the big picture, and in between you can see another boxes as well. So that is we are calling nesting. Here, please look the sentence given. Any individual task or steps in structure can be replaced by the structure. If I am taking like this, student, this is the starting point. Here you have the step A. After completing the step A, you need to go for the step B. This kind of structures we are calling sequential one, right? Can you remember? Then you can go for the step C. Then you have endpoint, starting and end. This is a one structure, no? Here, the nesting means what? The individual task. By looking at this structure, or by looking at these codes, or by looking at this flowchart, can you identify the task here? Yes, there are. How many tasks are there? There are 3 tasks. Step number 1, after completing step number A or step A, you need to come for the step B. After completing step B, you can come to the step C. By looking at this, you need to complete 3 steps there. If you want to, right, අපි කිව්වේ මෙහෙමනේ, මේකෙන් පස්සේ තමයි අපිට තව එකක් මේකට ඇඩ්ජස්ට් කරන්න පුළුවන්. That is the thing we discussed, stacking. But here what we are going to do is, any individual task, I will select this step B. I select step B in O, individual task or step in a structure can be replaced by the structure. Then I am going to replace this step B using another structure. If I am saying I am using a decision mark, right? After getting the decision, you can get the answer, get the output to the main flow. That we are calling as a nesting. Why? Because of here you can see there is a structure that is a sequential one. But in between, under the or the within the sequential structure, again you can see I can use another color. So green color one showing, or this area showing what? Decision is structure. Decision is structure. This is sequential. This is decision. Then means you can see this is a big box. In between, you have another box. Yes, the main line, one step you can replace with another structure. Can you understand? ඔයාගේ main structure එක නැත්තම් ඔයා අපි තුමු sequential structure එක ඉන්නකොට ඔයාගේ steps කීපයක් follow කරන්න ඕනි. ඒ step කීපයක් follow කරගෙන යනකොට ඒක step එකක් අපිට replace කරන්න පුළුවන් ළමයි මොකකින්ද? මෙන්න මේ කියන තවත් structure එකකින්. හැබැයි අපි කලින් කතා කරේ මොකක්ද? අපි structure එකක් ඉවරලා තමයි තව structure එකක් add කරන්න ඕනේ. හැබැයි මෙතනදී අපි කතා කරන්නේ එක නෙමෙයි. අපේ structure එකේ තියෙන එක step එකක් වෙනුවට අපිට replace කරන්න පුළුවන් another structure. So that is we are calling nesting. I think it is clear for you. We can get some example and we can discuss, right? The placing one structure within another. Yes, this is the highlighted thing you need to understand, right? Placing one structure within another. එකක් ඇතුළේ එකක් අපි ගොඩනගන්න යන්නේ. Then intended the next structure statement. So we need to write the next structure as well. We see how to write those things, and the block. What do you mean by the block? The group of statements that execute as a single unit. So by looking at this, if I am taking the same example again, assume students, you need to follow 3 steps to complete your task. So these 3 steps, we can call it as a block. Step A, step B, and step C. Group of statements. Group of statements that execute as a single unit. So this is working as a single unit. Yes or no? For that, on behalf of the B step, we can take the another structure. එතකොට මේක නැති වෙලා අපිට මොකක්ද එතෙන්නේ? එතෙන්ට අලුත් structure එකක් ගෙනත් දානවා. But by looking at the main structure, so we can call it as a block. Group of statements that execute as a single unit. That is the things you need to understand. Yes, come to this example, then you can understand easily, right? Understanding the 3 basic structures. Yes, this is the topic we are discussing continually. So here, you have firstly, you have the decision structure. How we can identify the decision structure? So by looking at the symbols also, you can say, or otherwise, if you are going to see the pseudocode also, you can understand here, starting with if and ending up end if. That means the main program or main structure going as the decision one, and decision structure. In between, you can identify this is what? This is what? This is what? It's a sequential one. That means you can identify the main is coming like this. In between, within the main structure, you can identify another structure as well. That is calling as a nesting, right? So that is the thing you need to understand. Then these 3 steps also you can call as a one block, right? One block. This is the thing you need to understand. එතකොට ඔයාලා program එකක් develop කරන්න යනකොට design කරන්න යනකොට දැන් ඊළඟ සති කීපය ඇතුළත අපි practicals වලට එනවා ඔයාලා university එකට. අතරම exam එකෙන් පස්සේ ආපුවාම අපි කරන්නේ මෙන්න මේ වගේ practical scenarios දුන්නාම first you need to develop your flow chart. Then you can develop your codes and all using softwares, right? We are using 2 languages every day. We are reminding Java or Python you can use for that. Object-oriented programming languages we are using here, all right? So these are the things you need to do. Then when it's come to this flowchart also, could you please tell me what is the main structure? Yes. So here also, first of all, you need to tell me, are you able to identify nesting here? By looking at this, can you see the nesting things? Yes, thank you very much. It's row number 37. Your answer is very correct. Yes, now you can identify what is the main one, what is the replacing one. Yes, main structure you can identify as what coming under which structure. Is it a sequential, decision, or looping? Yes, the main structure. Yes, anyone? මේකේ පේන ලොකුම structure එක මේ structure එක ඇතුලේ තියෙන step එකක් අපි replace කරන්නේ nesting එකකින්. Then what is the main one? Yes, very correct. Nadun, your answer is very correct. Decision. Yes, here you can identify the decision structure. Yes, decision structure is there. Yes. Under that, you can identify, here you can identify the sequential one. Then again, you can identify looping as well. Then here, the somewhat complex. your structure somewhat complex. Why? Because of within the main program, you can identify two other structures as well, right? The flowchart and the pseudocode show the nested structures. Looping nested, yes, this is the looping. Can you understand? This is the looping one. It is going like this, right? Then you can see the sequential one as well. Okay, structures tunama metana daka ganna puluwan. So within a one block, right? Within the one structure, you can identify these three things. Why? Because of as a result of the nested, or as a result of the nesting, right? So main one is the decision. But I think it is clear for you. Okay. Here, please take 1 minute and again tell me what is the main structure and how many nest structure you can identify. Yes. Anyone? The main structure would be, yes, what? Yes, row number 37, your answer is very correct. The decision in between, you can again identify there is a sequential one, and there is a here we can identify many more things, right? The main one also decision, right? This is the decision one. Then here you can see the sequential one, and replacing the middle step, they are using again the decision one. Then and the looping. They are using the several structures within the main structure, right? So one thing I forget to mention, that the thing is, you are not able to, whatever the methods you use doesn't matter, but you can't eliminate or you can't breach the basic principle. That is, you can't mix up anything, right? You can't mix anything, or you can't mix any codes within your programming designing or the program designing. Here you can see the pseudocode mentioned if it is or the main structure started with the if condition or if, right? It ended up with end if. That means that this is the way you can identify which one is the main structure. Yes, if means yes, it should be decision one. The main one or the main structure would be decision structure. Under that, yes, you can see the same level things. Yes, the block. Yes, those are coming in between the main decision or main structure. Connector මේ end if එක උඩින් ලියලා අනිත් step යටින් ලියන්න බෑ. සමහරවට execute වෙන්න පුළුවන්. හැබැයි අපි මේක පෙන්නන්න ඕනේ මේක nested වෙලා තියෙනවා. You need to show your structure nested, right? You are using the nested structures. How you can show like that? Main structure, yes, you need to think or you need to consider your endpoint and the starting point. So that starting and endpoint should be in the same level. You can't change that one. In between, you can have the nesting things, right? This is the very basic thing you need to understand. Why? Because of your end examination also, we will be tested these areas. If I am correct, we test 3 structures in last year. Please ask from your seniors. Yes, we have given 3 structured, but it's not in a structured way. We are giving, we have given 3 unstructured formats. Your task would be, what you need to do is you need to correct it, and you need to draw, and you need to write the pseudocodes correctly. That is the task you had last year. This year also you may have that kind of questions. So that's why we are talking line by line, step by step, rule by rule. So how you can develop a structured program, right? Here, understand. What we need to understand is the simple thing. This is the simple thing. Ultimately, you need to understand Structured programs have the following characteristics. What are the characteristics? Include only combination of three basic structure. Definitely, in your levels, we are discussing about three structure: sequential, decision structure, and the looping. So when you are going to develop or when you are going to design a program, yes, it should be consist with these three basic structures. Each of the structures has single entry point and the single exit point. Can you remember, students, single entry point and the single exit point? Yes, if I am taking a few example, yes, you have here, so I can use another color. Yes, you have the entry here. Yes, in a sequential, yes. After completing, you have the exit point. Again, you have the entry point in your decision one. You have some two alternatives or the single alternatives. Then finally, you are going to exit like this. In your looping, what you are doing, there is an entry point. Yes, you need to make a decision. Yes, make a mehama yes, okay. If it is yes, you need to go back and come again. And if it is no, if it is not, you can have the exit point. Yeah, every structures having the starting and end point. That's why I'm saying in your main structure, starting with if, it should be ended up with end if. මේක ඇතුලේ nesting හරි මොන හරි අමතර දේවල් තියෙන්න පුළුවන්, but your main course should be having the starting point and end point. That starting and end point should be in a same line or same level. මේක පටන් ගත්ත level එකෙන්ම තමයි මේක ඉවර කරන්න ඕනේ. Yes, you know where when you are, I think most of you have engaging with the tutorial, then you have then you have written a pseudocode as well. Yes, you are starting with one line. Yes, if you are going to the another level, yes, you need to start like this. Then you are going to another level, yes, you can go like this. Then we can identify this is the level 1, this is the level 2, and this is the level 3. By looking at the levels only, we can identify how you are going to segregate these things, right? So you are starting here and ending with here. You can again start something. Yes, you can write while, and you need to end it up with the end while here also. So then we can identify these codes coming under the level 1 statement and level 2 statement and level 3 statement. This is the way we can identify, right? This is the way we can identify. So very basically, when you are going to develop, when you are going to make your structure, yes, these points you need to understand. The structures can be stacked or connected to one another only at their entry or exit point. We discuss, yes. අපේ එක ස්ට්‍රක්චර් එකක් තව ස්ට්‍රක්චර් එකක් එක්ක සෙට් වෙන්න පුළුවන් වෙන්නේ නැත්නම් කනෙක්ට් කරන්න පුළුවන් වෙන්නේ end point එකකදී. Yes, existing or end point එකකදී, right? So structure can be stacked or the connected one to another only at their entry or exit point. කොහෙන් හරි පටන් ගන්න තැන කිනුයි exit වෙන තැනකුයි තමයි combine කරන්න හදන්නේ, right? Any structure can be nested within another structure as well. ඒ අපි කියන්නේ stack වලට යනකොට ළමයි structures දෙකක් එකතු කරනවා කියන කාරණාව එකක්. Structure එකක් ඇතුලේ තියෙන එක step එකක් replace කරනවා කියන තව කාරණාවක්. Can you remember? We discussed stacking. That means you are having a sequential one, right? Sequential one like this. Okay. Then you are going to add the decision one. Yes. What you can do is, yes, this is the way we can add. We can have the segregate. We can have the two parts or two areas differently. We can identify. Separately, we can identify. But this is stacking. Stacking means you can do stacking only endpoint or starting point only. මේ තැන් දෙකේ තමයි අපිට structures දෙකක් එකතු කරන්න පුළුවන්. But nesting is another thing. What happen is there under the sequential one, you can have several steps A, B, C. You know, on behalf of B, you can replace it using the structure that we can call as the nesting. Then stacking and the nesting are two different things. That is the thing you need to understand, right? Stacking කියන්නේ එක, nesting කියන්නේ තව එකක්. Stacking එකේදී කරන්නේ ළමයි අපි structures කීපයක් එකට එකතු කරනවා. ඒක අපිට එකතු කරන්න පුළුවන් වෙන්නේ අපේ sequential structure එකට අපි decision structure එක එකතු කරනවා. Yes. Where is the point we can do that? either starting point or either ending point. But the nesting is another story. That means we are not going to connect two structures there. What we are going to do is we are replacing one step using a structure. Means sequential කියන structure එක අපි වෙනස් කරන්න යන්නේ නැහැ. Sequential කියන එක තේන එක step එකක් තමයි අපි වෙනස් කරන්න හදන්නේ structure එකක් ගන්න. So that is the thing you need to understand. Is it clear? Yes or no? Okay, thank you. Your answers mostly welcome, right? Then we are going to think about the using a primary input to structure or a program. What do you mean by the prime reading or priming out? Yes, this is very important. Why? Because of in your last examination also, your seniors examination also, we have tested this area. So read the first input data record outside the loop that reads the rest of the records, help keep the program structure. That is the thing. Student, I can show you a small example, then you can realize what is the importance of the prime reading or the priming input, right? අපි සාමාන්‍යයෙන් ළමයි ප්‍රෝග්‍රෑම් එකක් ලියනකොට අපි හිතමු වෙන මේ විදිහේ කාරණාවක් අපි කරන්න කියලා අපිට ඕනේ නම් එකක් ඩබල් කවුන්ට් වෙන එකක් ප්‍රෝග්‍රෑම් එකක් ඩෙවලොප් කරන්න කියලා හිතමු. එහෙම නැත්නම් ඔයාගේ ස්ටාර්ටින් පොයින්ට් එක මේ විදිහට තියෙනවා. Yes, you can identify your starting point here. Then definitely you need to input something. Then assume you need to take a decision based on the input. We can say it is not the end of file. End of file. Again, we can end වෙන file number එක නෙමෙයි නම් what you need to do is yes and no. Yes or no. මේ අපි මේ විදිහට ගමුකෝ. So if it is this is not the end number, again you need to go and come. This is somewhat looping things, right? But the thing is අපි ළමයි හිතන්න මෙන්න මේ වගේ වෙලාවකදී අපි ප්‍රෝග්‍රෑම් එකක් ඩෙවලොප් කරනකොට අපි වැඩිපුරම කන්සිඩර් කරන්න ඕන අපි මේ ප්‍රෝග්‍රෑම් එක ස්ටාර්ට් කරන්නේ මොන වැලියු එකෙන්ද, which value you are going to use for starting point, right? Exactly, you need to think. Otherwise, if you are not going to segregate, if you are not going to specify this value, your results are not much accurate. It will produce different answers and the different outputs which we not expect, right? Then the primary reading or the priming output is more important. So we see හිතන්න ළමයි අපි මෙහෙම ලූපින් එකක් දුන්න අපි හිතමු නම්බර් එකක් දෙනවා, හරි මොකක් හරි සිස්ටම් එකේ ටෙම්පරරි මෙමරි එකේ තිබ්බ value එකක් හරි අරගෙන මේක run වෙන්න පටන් ගන්නවා. Okay, looping is going on. Time to times you may have several outputs, but the thing is your answer, my first answer is not the real answer what I have expected, right? Why? Because of you need to specify your initial entry. That is talking about, we are here to discuss about the initial part, how you are going to start, which number you are going to start, which name you are going to start. The initial stage is more important, right? Then that is we are calling the prime reading. That is we are calling prime reading, right? We can take some example and explain here. Please look. Yes, please look on this. Is this flowchart is okay, or is it a structured one? Yes or no? Okay. Okay, I have two different answers, yes and no. by looking at these students, yes, please look here. You can rationally think, right? So in here you have the starting point and you have the declaration. Declaration is what? Original number. Calculate the answer, right? So these are the two variables you have, right? First you are going to input a number. Yes, okay. There is a prime reading there. Then you are putting that number to decision. Yes, if it is not a end of file number, yes, you can continue, right? Calculate the answer, you can double count the number and you can have the output. That output coming here, but the thing is, student, well, your next inserting point, your next input, you can't enter into this program. Why? Your output is going here. But the thing is, අපි හිතමුකෝ ළමයි අපිට execute කරන්න තිබුණේ මෙන්න මේ වගේ කාරණාවක් කියලා. So we need to run 4 times our program. First, I need to take my first number as 2, second number as 4, third number is 6, fourth number is 8. Yes, by looking at this program, yes, executing, right? Executing. So I can change these numbers, right? Right. Assume I need to incorporate 2, 3, 4, and 5. Yes, if you are going to insert these 2 here, okay, coming, this is not the end value coming here. Yes, it is an empty area. You know what is EOF, end of file number. So then you are to take as the input, your input memory located, stored this 2 as the input value. Then it's coming and doubling this number and get the output as 4. Again, system will take to the memory output as 4. Then 4 is coming here, but next I need to insert 3, but it is not working here. But it is not working here. That means there is a doubt, there is a trouble, or there is an issue in this design, right? Here it's coming 4 as output, but my second option would be I need to input 3 as my number, then 3 and 3 means the output should be 6. But it is not coming like this. In this structure is working. Someone can say, yes, logically it is structured. Yes, logically it is working. But the program never accepts the subsequent input values. First thing is okay. First number or first run makes a real answer and real output. But the second time, so there is no any place where to insert a new input value, right? According to our requirement, this is not correct. So what we can do exactly? I will change the flow chart somewhat different. Yes, is it good? දැන් ටිකක් වෙනස් කරා වැඩි. හරි. දැන් බලමු මේ ස්ට්‍රක්චර් එකට ඔයාලා මොකද කියන්නේ කියලා. අර ස්ට්‍රක්චර් එකේ තිබ්බ වැරද්ද තමයි දෙවෙනියට අපිට ඉන්පුට් නම්බර් එකක් දාන්න තැනක් තිබුණේ නැහැ. But here මෙතන මොකද්ද වෙනව ඇත්තේ? Yes, anyone can recommend. Is it a good one or is it a structured one or it's working or not? අපි ඇත්තටම ළමයි මෙහෙම ඇඳලා අපි මේ program එක run වෙනවද කියලා බලන්නේ නැහැ. This is not the general context, but basically we need to have the theoretical understanding, no? So that's why we are talking those things. But the next day, 2 weeks back, after 2 weeks time, definitely you need to come to the lab and you need to do the practical. Then you can say, yes, sir, it's working. So it's not working. So I need to add this one. I need to use these codes. So this is the way we are going to do our things, right? This is only about the theory. Why? Because of this is the very first time you are studying about the programming. Yes, we need to understand rules and all the things. This week and next week, I think there are only 2 weeks, right? To study the theory. Then after the 6 week onwards, definitely we are working with the practicals. එතකොට අපේ පළවෙනි සති 6 විතරයි ළම අපි තියරි කතා කරන්නේ. ඉතුරු සති 8ම අපි කතා කරන්නේ ඔයාලට practicals. කොහොමද program එක develop කරලා අපි ඒක execute කරන්න කියන කාරණාව. Yes, you need to do it practically. So before moving to that, please tell me what's the real answer for this. මේක execute වෙනවද? මොකද්ද මේක හරිද වැරදිද? Yes, what is your idea? Anyone? කාටද තියෙනවද අදහසක් මේක? You should need to have that kind of understanding, right? Yes, this is also not a structured one. Unstructured, very correct. Shamal, your answer is very correct. This is not a structured one. Why? Because of student, this structure violates our basic principle. That what is that? Here you can identify the one structure. Here you can see the another structure. So looping, you can see there is a decision plus looping, right? Its ultimate results go higher position. That means it's showing the Bagadi one. Why? We already mentioned we can't mix up those structures. We can only combine any structures at the end point or starting points only. මේ බලන්නකෝ මෙයාලගේ ස්ට්‍රක්චර් එකේ මොකද්ද වෙලා තියෙන්නේ කියලා. මෙයාලා එයාලගේ පළවෙනි ලෙවල් එකකටත් වඩා උඩින් ගිහිල්ලා තමයි මේක ඉන්කෝපරේට් කරන්නේ. So that means it's not a structured way. Not a structured way. Right? So very basically you need to think හැමදේම ඔළුවේ තියා ගන්න ඕනේ. එතකොට අපි මුලින් කතා කරේ stacking means yes you need to combine at the existing ending point, right? If there is a starting and you need to combine it with the ending point. But here it's going more higher position, higher level position. පළවෙනි structure එකකට වඩා උඩින් ගිහිල්ලා තමයි මේක සම්බන්ධ. So it is not a structured one. So what is the recommended way to develop that structure is this. Very basically you can start, yes, you know, is very basically you need to start. Then according to our steps, we need to have a declaration. Why? Because of anyone can understand what are the variables, what are the types we are using to run this program. Yes, here you have, this is the number variables. You are using two variables, original number and the calculate the answer. These are the two variables, memory locations we are using. Your first thing is, this is we are calling the prime input, first reading. System එකට ඉස්සලාම දාන අංකය. ඒක මාර වැදගත්. Why? මේක මත තමයි අපේ answer එක decide වෙන්නේ. The prime input is more important to your system or the program. It can be having separately or it can be exist separately to identify this is the original number. This is my very first input. Okay, right. So okay, then your first structure is not engaging with any other structures. That means you can't identify any spaghetti codes there, right? After that, yes, you are going the same flow. Then here you can have another input original number. That means first time you can input 2, second time you are input 3 as your next number. Here you are inputting 3, go and come and showing as 6. Third number you can give 4, yes, 4 and come and showing 8. Yes, it's working and it's a structured format here. You are using the structured format here. Can you understand? Yes, this is the way you can use the prime input or prime reading. එතකොට පළවෙනි input කරන variable එක වැදගත් system එකේ අපේ අවසාන තීරණය කරන්න. මෙතනක් දීලා තියෙනවා ඔයාලට වැරද්දක්. Yes, if you can identify what is the error. Yes, අපි flow chart එකක් දැක්ක ගමන් අපිට හිතෙනවා මේ flow chart එක හරියටි කියලා. But according to our guidelines, so it is not working. It is not correct. Yes, please look on this and read the orange color box. Don't do it. This logic is structured. Yes, you can say yes. This is a structured one. අපි කියලා තියෙන විදිහට end point එකෙන් සම්බන්ධ වෙලා තියෙනවා වෙන්න පුළුවන්. ඊට පස්සේ nested structures use කරලා තියෙනවා වෙන්න පුළුවන්. No issue. The thing is what? When the user input the end of file value, it will incorrectly be double and output. Yes. Here you don't, at this point, you don't have any value. Your starting point, if the system take or if the program take the wrong number as the end of file number, so it showing the incorrect values. Why? Because of here you don't have the input value or input number or the prime reading. නැත්තම් මේක logically okay. මේ ඇදලා තියෙන එක න හරියට වැදලා තියෙනවා. But the thing is steps are missing. You need to think. Okay, now we are coming to the latter part of the discussion. Understanding the reason for structure. ඇයි අපි structured ඇයි මේ හැම දෙයක්ම මේ sir මාර වැඩක් නේ. අපි මේ ලියන codes ටික run වෙනවා නම් සර්ට ඕන output එකක් දෙනවා නම් why we are talking about the structured thing? Yes, these are the reasons. You need to think about the clarity. You need to think about the professionalism. You need to think about the efficiency. You need to think about the ease of maintenance and support modularity. We can take one by one and we can discuss. The clarity means what? Assume the very simple example we are taking number doubling program. අංකයක් දෙගුණ වෙන ප්‍රෝග්‍රෑම් එකක් නම් මෙච්චර දවස් ලිව්වෙන මම හරි සරලයි. අංකයක් දෙකෙන් ගුණ වෙන එක අපිට Excel එකකින් හදන්නත් පුළුවන්. But here we discuss how to write the pseudocodes and how to draw the flow chart as well. This is very simple. But in a general context, in a practical scenario, these are not the cases you need to work with. Exactly, there are so many complex situations, right? As a program get bigger, program එක ලොකු වෙන්න so it confusing. They get more confusing if they are not structured. අපිට මේක නම් හරි සරලයි steps පහකින් විතර කියා ගන්න පුළුවන් වුණා ළමයි number එකක් double කරන්නේ කොහොමද කියලා. But when you are working with the big programs, projects, sometimes the people may confused if you are not using the structured formats. ප්‍රෝග්‍රෑම් එක ලොකු වෙනකොට මේක පාවිච්චි කරන කට්ටිය නැත්තම් මේක ඩිසයින් කරන කට්ටිය කන්ෆියුස් වෙන්න පුළුවන්. ඔය හරියට ස්ට්‍රක්චර්ඩ් විදියට මේවා පාවිච්චි කරේ නැත්තම් they are not going to easily understand. So that is why we need to keep our program as a structured way. The second thing is a professionalism. මේක දැක්කම තේරෙනවා මේක මේ programming language එකක් ඉගෙන ගත්ත මිනිස්සෙක් ලියපු program එකක් කියලා. Right? අපි එහෙම ඕන තරම් උදාහරණ තියෙනවා. Yes. All other programs expect your programs to be structured. It is the way things that done professionally. Right? අපි කෙනෙක් කරපු program එක දිහා බලපුවම අපිට තේරෙනවා මේක professionally කෙනෙක් කරපු දෙයක් කියලා. Right? All other programs except your programs to be structured. It is the way things are done professionally, right? The efficiency. What do you mean by the efficiency? The most of the computer language are structured language with the syntax that lets you deal efficiently with the sequencer selection and the looping. Right? Efficiently means it will make the thing easier. It will make the thing easier with the working with the newest languages, right? But we are talking about the oldest languages, C#, C#, C++. So somewhat all the languages can be written as a structured form, but Nevius languages enforce structured by. Yes, sir, exactly. This is the thing, yeah. So the C++ and C sharp Java means the Nevius languages. So you have the syntax things. Syntax things means we discussed. අපි මේ දේවල් කරනකොට මෙන්න මේවා තමයි language එක තියෙන rule. ඒ follow කරොත් ඔයාලට නිවැරදි විදියට language එකකින් program එකක් ලියන්න පුළුවන්. Those are the benefits you have work with the Nevious languages, C sharp, C++, and Java. But when it's come to the oldest languages, COBOL and RPG, those are the oldest languages. But there is no that kind of specific things. There's only the principles there. So the thing is, if you are using the Nevious languages, you can do the things efficient. Then the easy of maintenance. If you easy of maintenance, කම්පැනි එක අපි කවුරුත් හැමදාම ජීවත් වෙන්නේ නැහැ. නැත්තම් හැමදාම එකම කම්පැනි වැඩ කරන්නේ නැහැ. ඔය ආද එක තැනක වැඩ කරනවා. තව දවසක තව තැනකට යනවා. but ඒ ප්‍රෝග්‍රෑම් එකේ කම්පැනියට මාර වැදගත් නේද? එතකොට ඔයා ඩිවෙලොප් කරපු ප්‍රෝග්‍රෑම් එකක් ඔයා නැති දවසක මේකේ මේන්ටේනන්ස් කරන්න ගියපුවාම ඒක පැහැදිලිව අඳුර ගන්න පුළුවන් නම් තමයි ඒක වැදගත් වෙන්නේ. එදා දවසට ඉන්න ප්‍රෝග්‍රෑම් ඩිවෙලොපර් software manager මේක තේරුම් ගන්න බැරුව ගියොත් ඒක ලොකු පාඩුවක් වෙනවා ව්‍යාපාරයට. මොකද නැත්තම් ආපහු මුලින්දලා ඔයාලට ප්‍රෝග්‍රෑම් ඩිවෙලොප් කරන්න. For that, definitely you need to use the structured programming language and structured programming design. Why? Because of it will make easier of maintenance, right? Anyone can understand. You use these things and declarations are there, comments are also there. Yes, you are using all the logical things and there is no any syntax errors. Yes, it is okay. So then anyone can manage, anyone can develop, anyone can restructure these things. Right. So those are the things we need to discuss under the why we need to use these structured formats. Then recognizing structures. I will not take much time to discuss those things. Why? Because you know how to recognize the structures, how you can identify the sequential one, how you can identify the decision making things, and how you can identify the looping things. Yeah, any set of instructions can be expressed in a structured format. Yes, any task to which you can apply rules can be expressed logically using the sequential selection looping. It can be difficult to detect whether the flowchart is structured. Yes, sometimes there are some problems. By looking at this, please tell me it is a structured format or not. By looking at this, yes, tell me, is it okay or not? Anyone? After completing this session, we can conduct our quiz, right? There are a few slides to complete. Yes. What is your idea? Is it a structured one or not? Can you identify any error? Logical error or something? What is your idea? මේ වගේ ප්‍රශ්නයක් තමයි එන්නේ ගොඩක් කරලා ළමයි. මම අපි අහනවා ආගේ මේක structured structure එකක්ද නැත්නම් unstructured එකක්ද? Unstructured එකක් නම් structure කරන්නේ කොහොමද? කොහොමද flow chart එක design කරන්නේ? කොහොමද pseudo code එකේ ඉන්න ඕනේ? Yes. You should be able to understand. Is it a good one or is it an unstructured one? Yes. What is your idea? Anyone? Yes, I have two answers. Yes. So number 037, your answer is very correct. This is structured one. Yes. Yes. There is no any error. Yes. It's starting with decision, right? It's starting with the decision. Okay. Then in between you can see, yes, decision is the main one, decision. Then you can have the looping one. Under that, you can see again the decision. So next structure also you can identify there is a single starting point and single existing point. It is coming under the same mode, same level. That means the structured one. Yes, it is a structure. It has a loop, and within the loop is a selection as well. So this is very simple. When it's come to the next one, by looking at this also, it indicated. So please tell me, is it a structured one or not? And what are the reasons why it is not structured one? Yes, anyone? Exactly, students. This is not a structured one, right? Why? Because of there are some there are some basic violations, right? The basic violation is what the according to the stacking. So we need to combine two structures. Assume this is one structure and this is another structure. These two should be connect with one existing point coming from A, starting point coming with B. This is the one structure, A structure and B structure. You can combine the point where the existing and entry point. So here you can see, yes, this is okay, coming like this, no issue. But it is, if H is yes, you are coming here, taking the decision. I, if I, yes, you can go, okay, no issue. But if I no, if this I get the answer as no, it is directing here. That means it is going to mix or it is going to violate the levels, right? It is not combining with the endpoint. It is combining or it is connecting in between somewhere else, right? මෙතනින් එන decision එකයි complex. නැත්තම් ඒක ඇතුලේ අපිට තේරුම් ගන්න බැරි සිද්ධියක් තියෙනවා. Why? It is going, yes, see, you are going to follow the step G. Yes, answer coming to H. Yes, H. Getting the answer as no coming here. Okay. H no nang J perform කරන්න ඕන. H no nang J perform කරන්න. But it is impacted from this result as well. I එකේ result එකත් ඒකට බලපෑමක් ඇති කරනවා. Yes. This is not the structured format. Why? Because of අපේ basic rule එක violate කරලා තියෙනවා. මොකද entry and exit point නැත්නම් combination points මේක වැරදි. Connect කරලා තියෙන තැන් වැරදි. Yes, how we can correct it? How you can correct it? Recognizing the structure. Single process like G is part of the acceptable structure. Yes, okay. By looking at this, G is okay. මේ system එකේ අපි step by step ගියොත් අපිට පුළුවන් වැරද්ද අඳුර ගන්න. G කියන එකේ වැරද්දක් නැහැ. G step එක follow කරොත් H කියන step එකට එන්න no issue. At least the beginning of the sequential structure. Okay, no issue. Then G, okay, it's coming to H. H begin a selection structure. You can see the symbol as well. There, so G come to H situation, you need to take the decision, yes or no. You have two alternatives. Sequential never has decision in terms. Logic never returns to G. Okay. After coming something into the H position, yes, you may have two options. Either yes, either no. Pull down the flow line from the left side of H. Okay. And yes or no. Yes පැත්තෙන් flow එක ගමන් කරනවා. No, not J step එක follow කරන්න ඕන. No issue. අපිට මෙතෙන් එනවා next pull up the flow line on the right side of H. අපි මෙතෙන්ට යනකම් අපේ flow chart එක ගැන study කරොත් there is no any error. There is no any error. No one can show any error within this structure. But after that, it begins. Yes. Here, the pull down on the left side of I and untangle if from of the B selection by the repeating J. Yes, they have made it correctly. Yes, you need to take a decision like this. but you can't connect it like this. If you want to follow the J after getting the answer for I as no, okay, you can use the separate J step again. Then and only this structure we can finalize as a structured one. No one can connect it to the previous flowchart. Please give me 1 second, students. I have a code. Sorry for the disturbance. This is the way you can develop your structured programs architectures, right? එතකොට තමයි අපි මෙච්චරලා කතා කරපු හැම දෙයක්ම ඔයාලගේ විභාගයේදී ටෙස්ට් වෙනවා. Yes, this is the final output. You need to recognize the structure. This is the way අපි අහනවා ඔයාලගෙන්. ළමයි මේක structured program structure එකක්ද නැත්නම් structured one එකක්ද? Yes, you need to give the justification answer. Finally, you can end up with like this. දැන් අපි ගොඩාක් දේවල් කතා කරා. එතකොට මෙන්න මේ දේවල් එක්ක ඔයාලා පැහැදිලි අවබෝධයක් ගන්න ඕන කොහොමද structured program එකක් develop කරන්නේ unstructured program එකකින් මේක වෙනස් කරලා අඳුරගන්නේ කොහොමද කියලා. Okay students, now I can give you a 1 minute time to get ready for your examination or the classroom test. There are 2 tests. I will give the first one now. Please give me 1 second to make the necessary setting up things. Right. Very first thing I need to explain, students, you don't have any option to come back when you are doing the quiz. First, you need to complete question number 1. Then you need to go question number 2 as an ordered way. You don't have any free access to come back and doing your first question again. After completing, then you can go for next in the order level. That means navigation option is not available there. So that is very first news. Then I can share the screen. Please refresh your LMS page. Now you can see there is a quiz. Knowledge, test your knowledge 1. Now the time is started. You will have, I think, 12 minutes to do that. Please do it. Okay, we can start the new chapter. Here onwards, yes, it's all about the making decision. After completing this session, you should be able to evaluate Boolean expressions to make comparison. Then the relational comparison operations. We need to study about O and gates. I know you did lot in your A levels, so somewhat very easy to you to manage those things. ඔයාලා A levels වල මේ විදිහ ගණන් හදලා truth tables ඇඳලා circuits ඇඳලා තේරුම කරලා ඉන්න තියෙන I know, but we need to take basic understanding to complete the area. That's why I get this topic again. Okay, those are the learning outcomes. Actually, we need to get we need to take at the end. Then evaluating Boolean expression to make the comparison. Yes, what do you mean by the Boolean expression? So you know, simply we can say yes. You're talking about yes, no, or true, false expressions. That is all about the Boolean, right? So when you are going to take a circuit also, electric circuits also, this is the way we are going to using. So how we can convert our analogs to digital to analog. So always we are using these Boolean expressions. Then the value can be only true and false. If you are expressing something using true and false, yes, we can call it as a Boolean expression, right? Used in every selection structure. When it's come to the programming things, also where we can use this. The yes, no, 1, 0, true, false, where we can use. So definitely when we are going to make the decision structures, there we can use this Boolean expressions. When you are going to take the sequential structure or uh, sequential structure, yeah, we can call it as, yes. Uh, if you are going to use sequential structure or any other looping structures, very basically we are not able to use these Boolean expressions. But when it's come to the decision making thing, so decision structures, yes, we need to take yes and no. You can use this true and false, right? If then else statements there, we can use these expressions. So basically, this is the background uh, that we need to study, right? Uh, then evaluating Boolean expressions to the make comparison. Yes, dual alternatives. Can you remember in your fourth slide? It clearly mentioned. Can you remember the both alternatives? Yes. If you are earning more than 75 marks, or if you are earning more than 50% marks, yes, you pass. If not, yes, you fail. So there are two alternatives, yes and no. Then at that point, or in this kind of locations, situations, yes, you can use these Boolean expressions to develop your programs, right? Dual alternatives, selection structure provides an action or each of two possible outcomes. Yes, you can see the flowchart as well. Yes, evaluating Boolean expression to the make comparison. Yes, single alternative also there. එතකොට අපිට dual alternatives තියෙන වෙලාවට විතරද මේක ගන්න පුළුවන් නෑ. Yes, we can use this in your single alternative as well. Yes, what is the example we discussed last week? Yes, um, when you are going to university, sometimes your mother asks you to bring an umbrella. Why? Because of there are so many dark clouds in the sky. So there are two alternatives. If you can see the dark clouds in the sky, yes, you need to bring. Yes, you need to bring. Otherwise, no. Usually, as usually, you are going to your university, no any impact there. So at this point, we don't have else part. If then something else option is not there. There is no any two possible outcomes. There we have only the one single output or one single alternative. So we use if and then only. Yes, you have some complex flowchart also. Can you see it? By looking at this, you can decide what the thing we discuss up to now, all the things explaining here. Yes, here. Can you remember? We discussed about the fundamentals. Yes, you need to start with start and you need to end it up with stop or begins and end. Then you need to have the declaration. Yes, when you are going to draw the flowcharts, yes, or the pseudocodes, definitely you need to declare about your variables and the types, right? Can you remember identifier? We discussed those concepts, right? Different type of variable naming patterns. So also we discussed camel casing, right? So we discussed a lot. Then can you remember when it's come to the structure discussion? There we discuss we need to have some kind of structure, housekeeping and detail loops and the finalizing part also we discussed these 3 points also. Modularization also we discussed. We can take one part out from the main line that we can call as a module. Module, why we are going to use the modularization? Yes, it will make easier you to develop your program. Why? Because of you can segregate your duties. One party is responsible for completing the one task. after getting all the classes together, then you can develop your main program. Then what is the main importance of the modularization? You can reuse that module for any other programming development activities as well. Yes, all the things we discussed. Right. Then here you have evaluating Boolean expression to the make comparison. Under this topic, continuing, if then else decision also we discuss, right? So why I am somewhat get quick steps. So already we discuss. Making have a point time lama අපි discuss කරලා තියෙන. That's why I'm not taking much time to discuss those things. හැම වෙලේම එකම දේ කියනකොටත් ඒක නැත්නම් එකම දේ කියනකොට ඒක නෑනේ ළමයි කිසි අගයක් නේද? එතකොට අපි මේ හැම කාරණාවක්ම කලින් දේවල් වල කතා කරලා ඇවිල්ලා තියෙන්නේ. So I will not make huge discussion on these topics. So we discuss. Using the relational comparison operation. Yes, these parts are somewhat new to you, so we need to pay some attention. Few points here. The relation comparison operation, six types supported by all modern programming languages. Very basically, here we are talking about the relation and comparison operators. Only six, right? Only six. අපිට ගොඩක් දේවල් කරන්න පුළුවන්. So by looking at the 10th slide, you can see the relational operations here. What are the things you can identify? Very basically, you have the equal operator. Equal operator, everyone, you know why we are using the equal sign. Something equal to another, right? Y equal 10 means, you know, this y variable value should be 10, right? So equal operator, equal as the true when its operands are equals, right? Many languages use double equal signs to avoid the confusion with the assignment operation. Yes, most of the time some languages they are not using this single equality operator. They are using two equal signs, right? Two equal signs. Then the next operator would be, you know, the greater than of greater than. If you are saying something x greater than 5 means every time, you know, this value should be 6, 7, 8, anything, but not less than 5 or not equal 5, right? Should be greater than. Then evaluates as true. Yes, if here we are talking about the Boolean, yes. If you want to, yes, we are taking this kind of decision, yes, x greater than 5, you may have two options, no and yes, or true or false. Then if you want to take the true answer when the left operator is greater than the right hand operator, left one should be greater than the right hand operator. Yes, definitely. These are very simple. That's why I'm talking those things quickly, right? Then less than operator, the other way around, the opposite side. Then every operator, everything, all these six types we are using for getting the decision. That is the thing you need to understand. All operators we are going to take the decision. The decision at the decision point we are get the support of Boolean expressions. Yes or no. 1, 0 points we are taking. Then less than means the other way around. That means you are taking x lower than the 10. That means every time this value get 9, 8, 7, 8, 6 like this. It's not exactly not equal to 10. Right? Get the lower than 9. Then again here, yes, if you want to take a decision, the coming result lower than the 10, true and false, then you may develop your program using the Boolean expressions, right? Then you have the greater than or equal. Yes, again, greater than or equal x 10. What is the difference in between greater than and greater than equal? Yes, if you are taking the greater than 10 means you need to take starting value as 11 or 10.1, 10.5. If we are taking a full number, we need to start with the 11. But if you can see this kind of operation, you can start with the number 10. Then we have discussed these 3 and 4. The less than and equal. Yes, again, x less than or equal. Less than or equal. Yes, we are typing like this. Less than or equal 10. That means you can start with the 10 again. But if you are taking x less than 10, your starting value should be 9. If you are talking about the full numbers, right? So this is the way we can use. There is another one that is not equal to operator. සමහරවිට අපිට සමහර decisions ගන්න වෙන්න පුළුවන්. Yes, like this. X not equal to 100. අපි කියනවා පැය 10 පැය 100කට වඩා වැඩ කරලා නැත්තම්. It's not comply with that. It not comply with that. That means not equal. Right? We are writing this same statement in a statistically like this. X is not equal to 100. X is not equal to 100. Then the programming way we need to write like this. These are the operations you need to remember, right? When you are going to make or design your things, right? Please come to the next point. Here you can see using the relational comparison operations, any logical situations can be expressed within only 3 type of comparison. Yes, equal, greater than, and less than. These mostly we are using these 3 operations when you are going to make the decision, right? But the advanced options also there. The advanced option means what? Greater than, that is somewhat okay. But if you want to get the more exact information, greater than or equal, less than or equal also there. Then operators greater than or equal or less than or equal, not necessary, but make codes more reliable. ඒක අපිට ඇත්තටම වැදගත් වෙන්නේ නැහැ ගොඩක් වෙලාවට. හැබැයි ඔබට විශේෂයෙන් යම්කිසි අවස්ථාවකදී මේ කියන ප්‍රකාශන ඉදිරිපත් කරන්න අවස්ථාවක් ලැබෙනවා නම් සුවිශේෂීව, then you can use on behalf of the greater than, you can use yes, greater than and equal also you can use. Then the final operator, that is the not equal one. Most confusing of comparison. අපිට සමහරවිට තීරණයක් ගන්න බැරි වෙන අවස්ථාවක් තමයි. ඒ කියන්නේ තීරණ decisions අපි මේ මේක් කරනකොට අපිව confuse කරනම එක operator එකක් තමයි not equal operator. Right? Most like to be a different languages. එක එක languages වල එක එක විදිහට තමයි මේක describe කරන්නේ. So very basically you need to understand we can use the most important 3 operators, that is equal, greater than, and less than, to make your decision and when you are going to develop your program. That is a very basic thing you need to understand. Please come to the flowchart. Yes, what it means. If the customer not equal to 1, then discount equal 0.25. Else discount is 0.50. මොකද කියන්නේ මේ කියන customer code එක එකට සමාන වෙනවා නම් ඔයාට discount එක හම්බෙන්නේ 0.25. එහෙම නැත්නම් ඔයාට discount එක හම්බෙනවා කියලා කියනවා 0.5. Yes, this is the way we can show those decision in a flow chart. So here the difference in between this flow chart and the next flow chart, here you are explaining using the sentence. Customer code not equal to 1. This is a sentence. Here you don't use any operator there. No any operators there. So very easily what you can do is no need to use much more words and the sentence. On behalf of that, we can use simple equation. Using the operator, we can combine the sentences. Yes, customer code equal to 1. Yes or no. Then true and false answers may decide your discount value. So every time, please try to use these kind of operators without or on behalf of the statements. Or the pseudocode go to right? Operator. Then students, you need to understand, right? So when you are going to use the pseudocodes, right? Please try to use the operators or the mathematical operation rather than the sentences, right? Okay. Then thereafter, definitely we need to develop our flowcharts, right? Definitely we need to develop our flowcharts using the mathematical operations, or we need to use this relational operators, right? Please come to the next thing. Avoiding the common error with the relational operators, common errors, yes, using the wrong operator. අපි මේ වෙලාව අපි අර ස්ටේට්මන්ට් එක ලියනකොට වඩා අපි ඔපරේටර් එක යූස් කරන හොඳයි කියලා කතා කරන්නේ. හැබැයි එතනදී අපිට තියෙන common issues ටිකක් තියෙනවා. Yes, you can see some common errors using the wrong operators. අපි සමහරලාට අපි confuse වෙලා අපිට තේරෙන්නේ නැති විදිහට අපි වැරදි විදිහට මේ operators use කරන්න පුළුවන්. Yes, greater than 5, you can be write less than 5. The simple thing is the symbol can be different. Whatever the wrong symbol you are using, the exact or entire program execute the wrong answers. So you need to be careful, right? You need to be careful using the wrong operators, right? Then using the boundary or limits required for the selection. Not equal sign then equal or greater than, less than, no equal. Then exact limits we need to decide. So sometimes when you are going to decide the boundary levels, make sometimes the wrong answers, right? It will direct you to wrong answers. So at these 2 points, you need to pay more attention, right? Then we are talking about the AND logic. So what do you mean by the AND logic, right? We can discuss, right? Compound condition. Compound condition means ask multiple question before an outcome is determined. Yes, before determining something, you need to ask some questions. Exactly, you think we need to ask 2 questions. We need to ask 2 questions before entering to the university. Yes, definitely you may have this kind of situations. Yes, do you have the sufficient Z value, sufficient cutoff mark to enter to the university? That is first question. Then second question would be your general test marks would be greater than 40. Please give me 1 second, student. Right. What we discuss at that moment, yes, you have 2 questions. First one is your Z value is sufficient to enter for the university, any state university in Sri Lanka. The second one is what? Your general test knowledge, or the general, what is the test? General, is it the general test? මොකද ළමයි වලේ අර තව එකක් කරන්නේ මට අපි ලිව්වා මට ඇත්තට මේක මතක නැහැ. සාමාන්‍ය දැනුම් පරීක්ෂා නේද ඒකට කියන්නේ. I can't remember exactly. Anyone, please help me. General test, is it? I have answer. Is it aptitude test? I'm asking, when you are going to write your levels, you need to write 3 subjects plus IT plus general knowledge test or something. All right, general test. ළමයි උත්තරේ දෙනවා general test. Okay. එහෙනම් general test එකට ලකුණු 40ට වඩා තියෙනවා. නැත්නම් යුනිවර්සිටි එන්න බෑ. එහෙම තමයි කියලා තියෙන්නේ. මම දන්නේ එහෙම අඩු ළමයිනුත් ඇවිල්ලා තියෙනවා කියලා. But that is the law. Then if these 2 questions get the answer yes, your Z value also okay, and your general test knowledge value also okay, then you are eligible. You are eligible to come enter to any state university in Sri Lanka. Yes, that kind of thing. Yes, And simultaneously, two questions need to have the true answer that we can call as the logic and logic. Yes. හැම වෙලේම දෙකම okay වෙන්න ඕන. Yes. Require the both to test evaluate true. The requires the next decision. If you have the next decision, yes, they are the where the place we can use this and logic. Next එකක් තියෙනවා නම් තමයි අපිට මේක use කරන්න පුළුවන් නෑ පුතේ. බලන්නකෝ අපි ඉස්සලම ගන්න මෙයාව යුනිවර්සිටි එකට eligible ද නැද්ද කියලා තීරණය ගන්නයි හදන්නේ. First we need to think, we need to get, are you eligible to any other university? Under that we have another option. Yes, කොහොමද අපි තීරණය ගන්නේ? මෙන්න මේ test දෙකට ඔයාගේ ලකුණු okay ද කියලා බලලා. Yes, then and there you can use the and logic. If you use the next if, then you can use this logic, right? Yes, so you can see here. You are starting ifs here, you are ending up here if, and again in between nested structure here you have another if. That means you are asking two questions and you are going to use that answer for your first decision. University එකට තෝරනවද නැද්ද කියන එක තමයි මගේ පළවෙනි ප්‍රශ්නේ. හැබැයි මේ ප්‍රශ්නෙට උත්තරයක් දෙන්න බෑ මගේ අර කියන conditions දෙක නැතුව. එහෙනම් මම පළවෙනි ප්‍රශ්නේ දානවා if you are eligible, yes or no කියන එක එන්නේ. Yes. ඔයාගේ සාමාන්‍ය දැනුමට තියෙන ප්‍රශ්න පත්‍රයට ලකුණුයි ඔයාගේ z value එකයි දෙකම okay ද කියන එකත් එක්ක. Then we can see how to develop this boolean truth table. Yes, here. The condition operator asks two more questions in a single comparison. Yes, if I am asking you to draw that situation in your flowchart, how you can do that? Yes, your first question coming like this. Are you eligible for the university? Eligibility. Yes or no? මෙන්න මේ කියන decision එක එන්න නම් අපි decision එකට කලින් අපි මොකක්ද තීරණය කරලා තියෙන්න ඕනද? Yes, definitely you need to get that two decision priority. The previous you need to take, yes, your general test knowledge is what and your Z value is what. Based on that only you can take this decision. Yes or no? This decision depends on the previous questions. Is it clear? Yes. Then and only you can have the answers. You can draw the things here, right? එතකොට eligible yes නම් අපි ඔයාව කොහෙට හරි ගිහලා දානවා. Eligible no නම් අපි ඔයාව කොහෙට හරි ගිහලා දානවා. හැබැයි මේ eligible yes or no කියන එක ගන්න නම් අපිට definitely we need to link with other structure as well to get that prior decision, right? Then if we are going to this flowchart also, we can describe it. Here. මේලාම බලන්න අපේ මෙයාලගේ payroll system එකක් හදන්න තමයි මෙයාලා මේ develop කරලා තියෙන්නේ. එයාලා අහනවා මෙන්න මේතනදී it is somewhat unclear for you. I got a screenshot. That's why it's not clear exactly. Please give me 1 second. I can find the exact figure. Yes, exactly what they are meaning is yes, here they are going to calculate the customer bill basic service, right? So they're asking call call makes greater than this is all about the yes monthly bill payment, right? මේ ඇඳලා තියෙන flow chart එක අදාළ වෙලා තියෙන්නේ ළමයි ඇත්තටම ටෙලිෆෝන් bill payment එකකට අදාළව, right? එයාලා දීලා තියෙනවා very basically information. Basic monthly service bill was $30 and additional $20 bill to customer who make more than 100 calls. Calls 100කට වඩා ගන්න, කියන්නේ additional $20 charge කරනවලු කෙනෙක් calls 100කට වඩා ගන්නවා. Yes, these are the very basic information, right? Monthly charge එක $30. Then if you are going to get more than 100 calls, they are additionally charged $20. Total of more than 500 minutes. අයිතොර මේ calls මිනිත්තු වල වටිනාකමින් ගත්තොත් total of more than 500 minutes. Call 100ක් අරගන්න ඕනේ. Call 100 වටිනා අපේ කාලය කොච්චරද කියලා බලුවොත් more than 500 minutes ගන්න ඕන නම් තමයි මෙන්න මේ additional 20 charge කරන්න කියලා තියෙන්නේ. එතකොට ඒක තමයි මේ flow chart එක ඇඳලා තියෙන්නේ, right? එතකොට මෙන්න මෙතනදී තමයි අපි අඳුරගන්නේ මේ බලන්න ළමයි. We can identify net if there. There also you can use the and logic to make your decision. So this is the very simple way to describe those things. Yes. Here I am not going to talk about these truth tables. You know, if you are going to use this AND operation or the AND operator, so every time your two axes or the two opportunities or two options need to be true and true, only you can get the answer or the output as true. If one of the variable get as false, so definitely you will not get the result as the true, right? එතකොට මේ දෙකම අනිවාර්යෙන් XY කියන options දෙකම you need to have as a true, then and only you can have then you can have the answer as also yes, true and true, you have the true. This is the circuit you can draw. I am not going to discuss those things. Why? Because of you know all the things. This as same before. So and logic working like this, but the next thing is the O logic. Also there may be some 2 or 3 outputs, but the thing is you don't want to have the all options okay. Though you don't want to have like this conditions හැම එකක්ම okay වෙන්න ඕනේ නැහැ. Either one, it can be both. දෙකම හරි එකක් හරි එක වෙලාවක හරියනවා නම් then you can get the answer as okay or the truth. So this is the difference between O and NOR gate. Sorry, O and AND gate. AND gate එකේදී නම් මම දෙන input දෙකම okay. Yes, switch එක on වෙලා තියෙන්න ඕන 1 1. Then and only it work, output get as the 1. But if you are using OR gate, you can use either both or either one single condition is satisfied. Yes, definitely your answer get as the true. So this is the way we can define those logic gates, or and this is the way we can get the support from the logic gates to develop our programs as well. There is a truth table also there. So very simple. So you don't want to worry about these things. Why? Because of if I am giving the truth tables, you can take the real answers, right? Right. Yes, these are the points that I want to discuss with you under the decision making stage as well. Then your task is to please go through with this every single flow charts, and please try to get some understanding about it. Then I need to show other things, students, exactly we were unable to upload the recommended reading textbook. Everything is there. Everything is there. I can show you. Please give me 1 second. Then I can find the recommended textbook. I will definitely upload that into your LMS page. Then it will help you to do your studies. මොකද මෙච්චර දවසක් ළමයි LMS එක වැඩ කරේ නැහැ. ඒ හින්දා තමයි අපිට මේක අප්ලෝඩ් කරන්න බැරි වුණේ. But definitely I will upload that into your Moodle page. Yes, I can share my screen now. You can see what is the recommended textbook we are using, the programming and logic and design. So this is the book that we are using, referring all the things what we discussed. Simplified versions are there, so no need to worry about anything. You can refer this document to any point. So I can explain. Yes, I can show you the first chapter. Then you can understand what the thing we discussed. All are there. If you are coming to the first chapter, an overview of the computers and the programs. Can you remember we discussed those things? Everything, hardware, software, and input data items, processing, outputs, every single sections explained well in this textbook. So I will upload, then it will help you to do your studies. Yes, can you remember volatile, non-volatile memory, all the things we discussed? If you are coming to the this is the program development cycle. Can you remember we discussed those things? Then we can come to the chapter 2. Also, you can understand everything are there, right? No need to worry. Yes, the questions also there. If you want, you can test your knowledge. Here, this is our second chapter already be completed. Working with the data, creating modules, and the design high quality programs. We discussed those things. Then we discuss initialization, the variables we discussed. Then we discuss garbage variables we discuss, and camel casing things when you are going to write your variables, how we can do the how we can follow the formats. We discuss Pascal casing, all things we discuss. And here we discuss about the mathematical operation. Also, we discuss what the thing we discuss. You can identify or you can find out from this textbook. එහෙනම් ළමයි කිසිම දෙයකට බය වෙන්න දෙයක් නැහැ. ෆ්ලෝ charts ලොකුවට බලන්න පුළුවන් මේකේ තියෙන අර බ්ලර් අපේ පොඩියට මේ වගේ ස්ක්‍රීන්ෂොට්ස් ගන්නකොට මේවා පැහැදිලි නෑ ළමයි. ඒක මගේ ඉෂුව එකක් නෙමෙයි. Please understand the situation. Then you can refer this textbook. Definitely I will upload. සමහර වෙලාවට අමතක වීමක් හින්දා මේක කරන්න බැරි වුණා. Please, could you please send me a message? Definitely I will upload it to your LMS page. Then we have completed our third chapter. Where are we? Yes, third chapter, understanding the structure. Today also we discuss some part there. Understanding the structure. Yes. Can you remember our dog example? If you want to wash your dog, what we can do? What the thing we discuss? All the thing there. Yes. This is the sequential one. This is the decision structure. This is the looping one. Sorry, this is also decision structure. And we need to have the looping as well. Yes, this is looping. All the things there, right? Right, okay, that's why I'm showing this recommended textbook. Yes, your task is to read this. Then you can grab additional information from there, and you can come to the class and you can ask some questions from the lecturer. The questions mostly welcome. That is my way. Yes, we can do these things interactively. So okay, this is the today's plan to discuss. Yes, next week onwards, session will be taken by Virasa, I think. Then thereafter, Malindu sir will start the practicals. Then we also there. I'm also coming to practicals. මාතෙනවා ඔයාලගේ practicals වලට ඇවිල්ලා බලමු අපි ළමයි ඇත්තටම programs develop කරනවාද මොකක්ද ඔයාලගේ outcome එක. Yes, we can do those things next 2-3 weeks. Definitely next week you need to come to university. Why? Because of we are arranging recap sessions for 1 week. Then you have study leave. Then you have the examination. After that, we can complete with our practicals part. Okay, students. Is there any doubts? You can put into the message. Otherwise, we can wind up with today's discussion. Thank you very much for your participating. And please put a comment about the today's discussion. Then it's very important for me. Then thank you very much. Have a good day.